True peace is present and alive and aware. It's not pouring pink paint on things in order to cope. This is not passivity where you're checked out or you're numbed or you're self-abandoned. And you'll know that you are truly peaceful because you can feel it in your physical body. You can feel it in your mind, and you can feel it in your behavior. This is a missing piece to all the things that you might have read about, power of manifestation and things like that, how to bring things to yourself, how to ask and from the divine and it's given. This is a missing piece, that truly missing piece, because the baseline that brings us all things good in our life is when we are at peace. This is about a path where we move from contentment to contentment, from peace to greater peace, to a more expanded version of peace. So now I'm going to unpack that for a moment, because again, this contentment, this brand of contentment, this peace, the peace that passes understanding. You don't have to be accomplishing and achieving things in order to feel peaceful. This annihilates actually that mind that believes we're separate from everything good that we would crave or want in life. This unites us with our true self that then paves a way into life that is miraculous by its very nature of being connected, by its very nature of you being cherished and loved and adored by your miraculous self. So this is a reframe that we're ready to choose willingly peace before we have to confront things or get into any trials or tribulations. This is a world where we already acknowledge why we came here, to be in a mad dream of separation, that we could actually be dropped or separate from our divinity. Impossible. You came into this life with your first breath. This is the way to remember. Easy schmeezy. Everyone's breathing. If you're on planet Earth, you came into this life with your first breath. Every breath you breathe tethers you to this experience, but it is invisible and non-quantifiable until you're breathing it, and then it's being embodied by you. And it is something that's unconditionally supportive of you. This is your spirit. You came in with that first breath. You will leave with your last breath. And every breath you breathe here, the more consciously you breathe, the better. The more you breathe in, like our meditation, where you allow yourself to say, this is my divinity animating me right now in this moment. What could be better than that? And then the more we relax into that breath, the more we just step back and let the divine of us lead the way, the more we walk into a miraculous life and a miraculous way of being. So I have a couple of things. You don't have to take my word for it. You can take the word of the truth, which is in A Course in Miracles. So I'm just going to read a few things, because what I love about these passages is this is where the transmission part comes in. This is direct from the divine through me, out of my mouth, to your ears, to the divinity of you. It's calling you home through peace. It's calling you home through sanity. It's calling you home through a condition of being unconditionally aware of your loving true nature. So this is a reminder right now of who you are. Yes, you are blessed indeed, yet in this world you do not know it, but you have the means for learning it and seeing it quite clearly. The spirit of you uses logic as easily and as well as does the ego, except that the spirit's conclusions are not insane. They take a direction exactly opposite, pointing as clearly to heaven as the ego points to darkness and to death. We have followed much of the ego's logic, and we have seen its logical conclusions. And having seen them, we have realized that they cannot be seen except in illusions, for there alone, their seeming clearness seems to be clearly seen. A little bit loopy. Sometimes A Course in Miracles loops you around so that you get out of your head and into your heart and hear these words with love. You are blessed indeed. If that's all you heard, and that's all that you incorporated right now from what I'm saying, that is the truth of all truths. You are blessed indeed. The truth of you came in with that first breath. Everyone knew you were a miracle. And every breath you've been breathing since is the miracle because it tethers you to the divinity of you. You can relax and breathe, relax and be. And while you do that, just remember, you are blessed indeed. Let us now turn away from the ego and follow the simple logic by which the Spirit teaches the simple conclusions that speak for truth and only truth. If you are blessed and do not know it, you need to learn it must be so. The knowledge is not taught, but its conditions must be acquired, for it is they that have been thrown away. And this is how you remember. It's very easy, but not always easy to do. If you bless, you will remember you're blessed. This is how you remember who you are. You are the divine. The only way you remember that you're divine is if you act that way. The antithesis of being in your divine space is feeling guilty. That is not what we want here, but I do want to maybe highlight how sometimes we are on a path of forgetting. If you woke up and you opened your phone and you looked at a headline and you saw yet another drama, that's the way of it. It's the illusion. It's the mad dream of separation. We come here to awaken. We didn't come here to be in a cushy, comfortable space every day, all day. We came to bring that here, bring that peace, align with that peace, bring it wherever you go, even when things look crazy and appear crazy, so that you don't look at the outside world as your reference point. If you're going to bring contentment here, otherwise you're going to feel like you have to be complacent because there's too much craziness for one being to have any agency over. In this orientation, where you don't open up your phone and look at headlines or look at the next crazy drama of the day, you are allowing yourself to feel that the divine goes with you wherever you go. And that is the truth. The divine goes with you wherever you go. And why this topic of coming to a place where we can evolve from peace to greater peace, the reason why that's so important is because you're the people who are bringing it. And if you forget, then who's going to wake this place up? Let's talk about peace for a moment so that we can feel true peace. True peace is present and alive and aware. It's not pouring pink paint on things in order to cope. This is not passivity where you're checked out or you're numbed or you're self-abandoned. And you'll know that you are truly peaceful because you can feel it in your physical body. You can feel it in your mind, and you can feel it in your behavior. Spiritual language sometimes can cloak emotional avoidance. You might, if you're in that place of passivity versus true peace, sometimes you'll say, oh, it's all good. And then you walk away feeling like you didn't really show up, like there was more that you could bring to the table. Now feel this. If you're here on planet Earth right now, there are massive changes happening. Massive changes happening. We're we're in the middle of the muddle. We'll almost always be in the middle of the muddle. And that's why you want to kind of rise above it. And the best and most easy route to rising above it is to let yourself adopt an elevated perspective, that you're not going to let yourself get entrenched in the dramas. They are here to awaken people. From the old paradigm, most people felt like they had to be squeezed and cry uncle or cry, help me to the divine in order to awaken. But what this collective here knows, and why you resonated with the title of this talk, is that maybe you're done with that. Maybe that's taken up too much bandwidth now in your life. Maybe you're ready now to allow yourself to own your true inheritance, which is peace. Peace. And I will tell you this: miracles ride on the current of peace. That's because that means you're miracle ready.